had a request for a buttonhole on my Pfaff varimatic 6091. So it comes with a buttonhole foot, and I'll try to make a buttonhole with the foot, but I usually make it just with the regular foot on. I quickly measured some buttonholes, so this would be a men's shirt goes up and down like this. On jackets, they usually go horizontally. Men's clothing is buttonholes go on the left side. Women's clothing, the buttonholes go on the right side. So I'm just going to do a buttonhole really quick. So right here you have to have your tension on buttonhole. Down here you have to have your stitch length on buttonhole. Then right here are your buttonhole, goes down, goes across at the back, goes back up, across at the back, and then D is the safety stitch. So you start on A. So when I'm doing it without the presser, without the buttonhole foot, I have to make sure that my walking foot is up in the back so that it's not interfering with the buttonhole mechanisms. So when I put my foot down, I put my buttonhole mark in between the split and the presser foot, and I put the cross at the top right in the zigzag space. So I've got it on A, put my presser foot down. What it's going to do is do the left side really small. So I go down. And when I get to the crosshairs again, I make sure that my needle is up. I went a little bit farther, and when I mark buttonholes, I mark them exactly at the button with the intention that I'm going to make it a little bit larger while I am stitching. Now we put it on B, and B does the big back tack. You only want to do it about 3 or 4 times because you don't want it to get caught on the way back. So C takes me back on the right side. When I get to the crosshairs again, I put it back on B and it back tacks, and I think I'm slightly to the right. And then I go all the way to D, and then it tacks it down with a stitch. Okay, so this is a pretty good buttonhole. The one thing you could do is go over it twice. I also see that I have a little bit of space where I could make this buttonhole a little bit tighter, because I like my second stitch better. I went a little bit faster than my first stitch. And you know, there's lots of different ways to cut buttonholes. I used to use razor blades. If you're careful, you can do it with this. You just have to make sure that you don't cut your stitches. There have been times where I have cut my stitches. This blue marker is water erase. So if I spray this a little bit with water or dab water onto it, it'll disappear. So I use chalk on darker things once I check it and make sure that it's okay. So this is a decent buttonhole. So let's see if I can do one with the foot. I didn't do it this way. We have snap-on feet that came with this machine. So this has a snap-on. This has a little gauge right here that decides how far the buttonhole is going. I don't remember exactly how it works. Let's see if I can get this done. I know that this back here, if you were putting buttonholes on a knit, you would hook a little bit of cording in here and go over the cording, and that would keep your buttonhole from stretching. I haven't actually done that in a long time. Okay, so I don't remember exactly how this works. Let's give it a try. So I've got it snapped in there. I like to have this coming through the foot. Okay, so let's start here. We have to get back on A, and I'm going to line up right at this arrow. And I'm going to put my horizontal line right up against where this arrow is. And then I'm going to put my vertical line right in the center. So we're on A and we're going to stitch. I'm going to stop when I get to the end of this. Now, I didn't actually measure this with buttonholes. I just marked it. I like to have my needle up. Switch it to B. That's enough. C. I don't know if you're noticing, I'm making sure that my needle is on the side that it's going to start on. Now I'm going to go all the way back. turn back to B, and then my safety stitch. And actually it worked really nice. I think I know that I'm lazy, and I like to not have to switch the feet when I'm doing things. I think I went a little, so okay, this was the top. You want to keep your back tack stitches to like 3 or 4. When you go a little bit more, it ends up getting a little bit bulky. So I like this one, the way I stitched. And you know, there's a lot of different ways to do that. I don't have interfacing on my fabric, so it's not really hard to get through it. You just have to be careful that you don't clip any stitches. It isn't the end of the world if you do, though, because I have sometimes gone back and stuck it under the presser foot and made it look nice. So that is a manual buttonhole on a Pfaff Varimatic 6091. If you like this content, please subscribe, like it, ask me any questions. I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you.